I have seen quite a bit of dust being stirred up regarding Halo MCC's current PC population in relation to that of what it was when the game first dropped on December 3rd, 2019. As you may remember, when the game initially dropped on PC alongside Halo Reach's addition to the collection, we saw a peak player population of 93,000 concurrent players. That is absolutely insane and nothing that should be scoffed at by any means. However, I'm seeing a lot of people, especially on Twitter, tracking the ultimate decrease of players over time since the launch and going as far as to say that the game is dying. Now, in late January of 2020, we're seeing an average player population of around 6,000 people a day, with anywhere between 2,000 to 6,000 give or take at any given time of day. That's just, very generalized information. The peak population for January so far, according to my source, which is, Steam charts, was around 21,000 current players, or concurrent players. That 21,000 figure is still pretty good if we're being honest. However, it's a far call from the 93,000 figure that December showed us. This, by all means, does not indicate that the game on PC is dying. But there are a few factors and truths that we must face when trying to understand why this is happening. To some, this information I'm about to give you may be common sense, but to others, they need a bit of explaining either because they don't understand, they don't care to understand, or they're simply misconstruing this information to fit their "this game is dying" negative narrative. Whatever your mindset is, I am here to inform and to give my 2 cents as to why this is happening. I want to start off by saying that the data I've been using for this video all comes from the aforementioned Steam charts. The link to the MCC's Steam charts profile will be in the description. This information does not include any data for the Microsoft Store version of the game, so take that into consideration. The information that I'm giving you also applies to the Microsoft Store version of the game. These issues are universal for the entire PC platform. So me not including the Microsoft Store version's data is kind of a moot point, if I'm being honest. And I just want you to know that I'm not really calling anyone out or saying anything. I'm just seeing a lot of people with these really negative mindsets, and I'm just trying to give my 2 cents. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm not trying to be an internet jerk, an internet bully. I'm just trying to state it how I see it. And, feel free to disagree. I'm not saying that my word is gospel. I'm just putting my 2 cents out there. However, now that disclaimer and a little bit of intro information is out of the way, let's get into this and let's figure out why this is happening. One of the main differences between the much more successful Xbox version of the MCC, its home platform, so to speak, and the PC version that makes a huge difference in player retention is variety. The Xbox version of the Master Chief Collection contains not only Halo Reach, but also Halo CE, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 2 Anniversary for multiplayer, and Halo 4. I mean, this might seem obvious, but people seem to fail to understand that the PC community currently only has access to Halo Reach. And with Reach's limited map and game mode variety, it's hard to be as drawn to it as the variety that's present in the Xbox counterpart. The lower population only serves to worsen the situation, as the already limited game mode variety is further limited by a lower population sticking to 2 or 3 specific game modes or playlists. I don't anticipate this problem being as abundant once the other games from the collection are brought to the PC. However, what's important is that this is a problem now. Another potential reasoning for this decrease in player population could be a barrier to entry, mainly a financial barrier. It's important to understand that just because the Master Chief Collection isn't as resource heavy as, let's say, Arma 3, doesn't mean you can run it on something super cheap and easily accessible like a Chromebook. Now, I know that was a little bit of an extreme example, but it still represents a very real issue. I mean, not everyone out there can shell out the money required for a PC setup. And you know there is a lot more than just the rig itself. Sure, that's probably the most expensive part, but there is more that is required to actually play games on the PC. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. You need the mouse and keyboard, a headset or speakers, a stationary place to house this setup, and depending on how much you want going on, this could be a large amount of space that you maybe don't have, or a large amount of money that you maybe don't have. Well, you could also be like me and conserve space by buying a gaming laptop, or a decently powered laptop. But laptops with decent specs still on average cost more than the base model Xbox One or the One S or sometimes even the One X. So essentially what I'm trying to say is that it's simply cheaper and easier for those who are not as tech savvy to just buy an Xbox, get a cheaper used copy of the Master Chief Collection from GameStop or something, and hook her on up. Of course, this is true for any cross-platform game, and it shows because on average, cross-platform games have a lower PC population than their console counterparts, sometimes substantially lower. I mean, sure, you got PC exclusive games out there that their only population is on PC and they're thriving. And some of them, like Team Fortress 2 or Left 4 Dead, have been thriving for years. But cross-platform is a little bit of a different beast. MCC coming to PC wasn't going to kill the Xbox population or even convert the large majority of them. I'm sure everyone knew this, but there still seems to be this stigma, this mindset, that MCC on PC would overcome the Xbox version of the game in popularity. I'm not saying this can't happen. This could maybe potentially happen once the complete collection is available on PC. But it is definitely not going to happen while the only PC option is Halo Reach. And this universal truth that the only option for PC is Halo Reach is in itself a problem, Because it's called the Master Chief Collection, so someone who doesn't know any better is going to buy this, and what the heck, I can only play Halo Reach. Now, I know at the time of making this video, there is no current PC flights for Halo CE, but I know they're getting really close to starting to flight it, which means, relatively soon we're going to have Halo CE and Reach on PC. But I want to reiterate something, that those two are not the most popular ones from the collection, and I'm going to expand on that a little bit later. But for now, let's just go ahead and talk about the last reason. Yes, now, okay. On to the last reason that I want to explore. And this one is quite simple. I mean, you could realistically argue that everything I've said in this video so far is simple in concept. But it may just be that not enough people actually want to play Halo Reach. I've alluded to the fact, very blatantly, that Reach is currently the only PC option available for the MCC multiple times in this video so far. And that, in itself, is a potential barrier to entry to a higher overall player population. I mean, look at it this way. Not everybody wants to play Reach, and an even larger population might not want to play Reach all the time, but they might enjoy it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? They like having the option, but they don't depend on it. So the simple truth is that Reach, being the only option available on PC, at the time that I'm making this video, of course, might be a deterrent for a potentially large group of potential players. I mean, that pretty much sums up my beliefs as to why the population of the Master Chief Collection on PC is shrinking. But I can assure you that it won't be a permanent decrease, if that makes any sense. As you know, every game available on Xbox is going to be ported to PC in the MCC. So the Master Chief Collection on PC in its current state could be described as infantile. You know, it's a little baby, it's a little infant. It's not grown up into what it is truly meant to be. My prediction is that as each game is added, we will see a spike in population, followed by a gradual decline until the next game's addition. I personally think that when Halo 2 and Halo 3 are added, we are going to see a much larger spike in population than with CE, 4, and Halo 3 ODST. I believe that once these two games are added, Halo 2 and Halo 3, we're going to see the largest continuous or permanent increase in population. This is where a majority of the permanent PC player base is going to come from. Of course, there's going to be people who stick around after ODST and 4 and CE come, but I think Halo 2 and 3 are going to be the biggest draw in, the biggest X factor for a permanent population coming to MCC on PC. That, however, is all just a prediction. I firmly believe that the MCC on PC is far, far, far from dying or being dead, as some people might claim. As I said before, it's just in an infantile stage. A lot of work on 343 Industries and the community's part is required to raise this game to the status that we believe it should have. It should. I'm a diehard Halo fan. I think this game should be the best it can possibly be, but until it's complete, it's not going to have the full potential. Some people may have thought the game would come pre-packaged, so to speak, with this status and this big old player base right off the bat as soon as it was added to PC with Halo Reach. But as we all know, there is still a lot of work to be done before Halo MCC on PC reaches that place where we so desperately want it to be. I hope you guys enjoyed my little take on the current MCC PC player population issue. Say that 3 times fast. If you agree or disagree, or whatever your opinions are, be sure to leave a comment so we can have a fun little discussion, a little back and forth, And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!